Good day, Taurus, and welcome to my channel. I'm Misha, the Psychotic Psychedelic Gypsy, and this is your yearly reading for 2024. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope this reading resonates with you. Universe speak. Spirit's guide. What needs to be known? What lessons need to be learned? Ten of clubs. Ten of spades. King of hearts. And the Seven of Hearts. Okay, so your main energy for this year is the Seven of Hearts. You need to stop. You're going to be doing too damn much for other people throughout the year, and you're going to need to find yourself cutting that fat off of the people that you're helping, or the things that you're doing too much of for other people, and rethinking your priorities. So I mean, really stick to your priorities this year, instead of helping others. I mean, helping others is a good thing, but it can be a bad thing too, because our priorities can start, getting hurt from us spending so much time working on other people's crap when it's not our problem to work on other people's stuff. So you need to cut that fat, and you're just going to be doing this. You're probably like a really generous person who likes to help other people, you know what I'm saying? And you just want to help. You want to do extra work. You want to help people out. But the thing is that it's going to cut into your priorities, and that's going to hurt you in the long run. You need to really focus on number one this year. Really, really focus on number one, and focus on your priorities. You start a priority, you finish that priority, and then you repeat and you start the next priority until it's done. But because you're one of those people that likes to help people and whatnot, you're going to be finding yourself having to cut the fat constantly, because you're probably going to say yes to a lot of things, and you're going to get into it, and then you're going to realize that your priorities are hurting because of it, and you're going to have to cut that fat. So just like advice, try to not say yes so much this year, and focus more on you and the things that you want and the things that you need, because that's what really matters. I mean, helping other people is good, but there comes a point where you're helping too much, where it's hurting you in the long run. So really this year, focus on you, focus on number one, and put forth onto yourself. At the beginning of the year, the Ten of Clubs, you're going to be fed up with a burden. So yeah, this might be a burden that you've been dealing with for a while and whatnot, and you might feel like giving into this burden, but the cards say don't do that. The end is near. Don't give up. The thing here is that it's up to us to end burdens, right? We can only be burdened by something as long as we allow it to burden us. And this could have a lot to do with the cutting of the fat. This can be some fat that you need to cut, but you keep it coming or whatever. You keep it in your life. And this is going to go on for a while, It's not just going to be like the first month of the year. It's going to keep going. You're going to keep this burden hanging on you. And I say you going to do it because, like I said, it's up to us to get rid of the burdens in our life. Just like it's up to us to cut the fat and think about our priorities and think about number one. So, but don't give into it. Whatever it is, don't give into it and, sacrifice your priorities over this. You don't have to. There's nothing saying that you have to hold on to a burden. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the year, you're going to have disappointment and sadness. And this can be due to the burden. This can be due to you taking on too much of other people's stuff, it could cause you disappointment and sadness. And the only thing that I can say is that think of number one. Think of you. Don't let other people bring you down because you want to be a good person. You want to be a nice person. All that stuff. Don't let it happen. And that's all there is to it. This will pass, provided that you cut the fat. This will pass, provided you get rid of the burden. But it is going to happen. In the middle of the year, you are going to be disappointed, and you are going to have a lot of sadness going on. And in the end, it's up to you. It's up to you to, and also cutting the fat could be bringing you disappointment and sadness, because perhaps, the fat that you're carrying and the burden that you're dealing with. Perhaps you want to see a change in this burden. Perhaps it's a person, and you want to see a change in that person, but it's not gonna happen, and that's gonna cause you the disappointment and sadness. But the fact of the matter is that this is the year for you to think about number one, to think about yourself. That's what you need to be doing right now this year, is thinking about you and thinking about priorities and the things that you want out of life. That's what you need to focus on the most. Regardless of what I'm saying, these things are going to happen. There is a burden. There is definitely a burden. And disappointment and sadness will come. Regardless if you're, focusing on number one or not. Because even when we focus on number one and when we're good, caring people that want to help other people, but we know that we have to get rid of them because they are a burden, or we have to get rid of, whatever it is that we're doing extra to disrupt our priorities. That's going to cause disappointment and sadness because it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. You know what I'm saying? But still, focus on number one. That's all that matters right now. At the end of the year, you might be accompanied by a kind-hearted friend or lover, somebody that's honest, but this also could be you. This could be you at the end of the year, and this could be the card saying, even though you've cut the fat, you've cut the burden, and you've thought about number one, you've put your kindness and everything off to the side, don't lose your kindness. Keep your kindness, keep your honesty, keep your your good heart. Don't lose that in this. Don't become so engulfed in yourself that you just don't even want to help other people anymore. But also, this can be a kind-hearted friend or lover coming into your life, and maybe they will help you keep that kind heart, by showing you that there is still good people, there is still good people out there that you can help, that's not going to weigh you down, that's not going to be a burden, that's not going to cause you disappointment, sadness. I feel at the end of the year there's going to be somebody that's going to bring you up and help you keep your kind heart throughout all the bullshit that you're going to be dealing with here in the beginning of the year, and it's not really bullshit, it's just you taking command of your own life and thinking of number one. But it can be disappointing because there's other factors that you wanted to have happen. There's things that you wanted to help in some way, work or just helping somebody, and it didn't work out right, and that could really tarnish your kind heart. But I feel like somebody's going to help you see that things are okay, that there is good people, that there are people that aren't burdens. That's how I feel about this. Let's go ahead and see what the tarot cards have to say about it. Universe speak. Spirits guide. What needs to be known? What lessons need to be learned? Okay. So you got the King of Pentacles. Now see, the King of Pentacles, he knows that he has what he has. He knows that he is who he is. He knows what he can do. But the fact of the matter is that the King of Pentacles is kind of like fake it till you make it. You know, he got where he's at because he faked it. You know, like he went into things that he didn't know if he would be good at or whatnot, but he went ahead and faked it. You know, he had that confidence. He built that confidence, even though that confidence might have been false to some extent. It turned into real confidence that got him where he's at. So, and I feel like that's what you need to do here is you need to fake it till you make it. You know, you're not the type of person to tell people no. You're not the type of person to, you know, let people deal with their own stuff and move on with yourself. You know, you want to help. That's you. That's your nature. That's your kind heart. So you need to fake it that you're not that person. That's what you need to do. You need to fake it until you're thinking about number one and number one only. But in the long run, you know, in the end, make sure that you know that was just you creating a world that you don't naturally live in. You naturally like to help people, but this year you really need to think about yourself. But you need to also remember that you're not really selfish. You're not. You're just faking it. You know that you need to, because you need to think about number one, because that's what you just need to do this year is think about you and getting stuff that you want and what you want out of it. But I feel like this person here is going to help you remember that you are a caring person and whatnot. And I also think that, you know, for others of you, this is just a card reminding you to remember that even though you had to fake it to make it, you know, you had to think about number one and not worry about other people this year. At the end of the year, you need to remember you are a kind-hearted friend and lover. You are honest. You are somebody that helps people out and sometimes overdoes it and neglects their own priorities. But you need to remember that so you don't lose yourself in the process of all of this. But definitely, this is the year that you need to really make you number one. Really put yourself up on the things that you want out of life, so that you can become the King of Pentacles and have everything that you want by the end of the year. But then by the end of the year, you also need to remember that you are a helpful, kind-hearted person. You know, even though for the whole year you may had to have been a little bit cold to people to protect yourself, basically. So there you go. If this resonates, hit that like button, and if you would, please comment, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you back here next year, and until then, stay safe, stay mindful, and stay healthy.